So you join us here in historic Coventry, and we're here because on the 20th of November 1459 the Parliament of the Devils was called, and the Parliament of the Devils called in St Mary's Guildhall, St Mary's Chapter House, and the Chapter House of St Mary's is just there behind me. That building there, that's where St Mary's Chapter House would have been. And the Parliament was called there in 1459, and it was called the Parliament of the Devils, or the Parliament Diabolicum. And the reason that the Parliament was called there was because 23 Yorkists had been attained of high treason. High treason, not middle treason, not low treason, but high treason. And they had been called for high treason for the battle down at St Albans. And what the Lancastrians in the red wanted to do was they wanted the Yorkists in the white dead. It was quite simple, really. They wanted them dead. There is the building. You can just see it through there, that red brick building through there. We're going to go down by BBC Coventry in Warwickshire and show you it a little bit more extensively. But there is the building. And what happened was, the Lancastrians were adamant. They wanted them dead, and so they said to the king, we got to kill these people. You know, they tried to take your people from you. And the king was like, let's not be so hasty, lads, because if we kill them and we take their titles, we then have to kill their sons because they may come back at us. So why don't we sort of come to some compromise? And they all said, okay, what's the compromise? And the king says, well, let's look at making them a deal. And the deal would be this. The deal would be, we won't kill them. We won't kill their children. We won't kill their sons. What we'll simply do is take their titles from them, take their land from them, and let them live. So Richard of Salisbury, Richard of York, and Richard the Earl of Warwick, Richard the Third Duke of York, I think it was, and Richard Neville, no relation to Gary Neville or Philip Neville. The Nevilles were 3 of the 26 that were accused of high treason on this day. And so that building there, not in that specific building because it's a bit modern, but where that building stands was St Mary's Chapter House of the St Marys Benedictine Priory Cathedral. And that is where the 1459 Parliament Diabolicum, the Parliament in Coventry, took place as part of the War of the Roses. And I don't know whether you're a Lancastrian or whether you're a Yorkist, but that's where it took place. That's where the king didn't accuse them of high treason. He let them off, or he accused them of high treason, but he let them off without killing them in return for their land and their titles and their deeds and disinheriting their children. And that is what happened in Coventry on the 20th of November 1459. So like and share it with your friends and the medieval people and the Wars of the Roses people. There you go. Goodbye from the next UK City of Culture 2021.